snuggling. The greatest detective. Now that I think about it. What would I need to do? it's the first. Come on. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. Did I skip back up to where we left off? Yeah, I did. No, but I did. Yeah, last one was hectic as fuck. Bots, new camera, and game just not saving. That's a new one. Never in my wildest dreams would I say that one. But we got through it. God bless. Yeah, there was some clownery, some tomfoolery from our learned Nipponese friend. It working, and now it's not working, and now I'm upset because what did I do wrong? I see. Naruhodo. Yay! Finally, now I don't have to fucking watch my own stream to make sure if everything's okay or to read comments. That's one small step for Matthew. One giant leap for also Matthew. Yay! Oh, hey, Maya. I mean, if you were on your call with your friends, I didn't mean to disturb. It's not like I have a schedule that we can just follow now. Now that I also think of it, I guess I should. I'm going to trust that that's fine. Regardless, glad you can make it. Is this real? Oh dear God, it's real. What is this? No, come on. Come on. Is this real? Oh, this might be real. Motherfucking Dr. Umar, the King Kong of consciousness, versus Iron Mike Tyson in Las Vegas. Man, fuck people thinking they can box. That shit's hard. Like, I get it. Get your bag, get some exposure, all that jazz. Do what you gotta do. But like, if you're really well known, why also box? Unless, like, they rigged the fight or some shit, who knows? Everybody's catching a bag at the end of the day. I'm just wondering why. I'm just wondering. I mean, like, yeah, if you're gonna... Of course, Mike Tyson, if you're gonna go big with this shit, you gotta go big. Gotta aim for the motherfucker who's at the top. And while Mike Tyson certainly isn't at the top right now, I don't even know if he's... I know he's getting back into boxing. I just don't know. He's like had multiple matches to establish anything right now. But, yeah. I mean, it works. People show up, pay whatever. Blank versus blank will get you going. It's fun. Gets people watching. It works. Alright, I'm going to assume... I'm going to assume everybody can hear me. I believe we just have... Goodness gracious, where is the streaming thing? There you are. We have 3 people in the house. Thank you very much. But you can't hear me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Man, this is gonna be weird looking into a camera now. Or occasionally just glance at it. Alright. I think we'll just go ahead and get started. I've been working on my balance. I could like hop on a leg or something. Well, I guess if you like just pulled my leg, yeah, I'd probably fall. I could like catch myself, but then I'd have like another wrist fracture. I don't want that again. It was not fun. Did I even have it? Yeah, I did have a cast. I did remember that. That was all the way back in high school. Oh, what a time to be a person. High school. Okay. don't fall, yeah. Catch yourself. Do whatever you can. Wait, hold up. Yeah, cool. For sure. Yeah, we were here. Huh. Okay, alright, fine. We'll just go from here, I suppose. Because I could have sworn I saw this beforehand. Oh. Yeah, okay. We stopped at 2 be continued. I do remember this. Okay. So I guess we start here. I have considered the defense counsel's request for further summation examination of the jury, and I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman? We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Dearie me, it was only a little book, hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. Ah yes, such ironclad logic. Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. That dude didn't even change his logic. He still just wanted money and to go home to his family. Nothing changed. Well, the game fucking got me there. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way. That means, I'm afraid, that during the summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need to prove or provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it. Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends. Ugh, no pressure then. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel? No, because I'm an Ace Attorney protagonist. We're never as prepared as we really should be. Oh, I mean, looks a script. Yes, my lord. All right, Ryunosuke, focus your mind now. Clearly, the key to this summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say Mrs. Garadib? We have a book that disappeared from the Garadib's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be some way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye out on Mrs. Garadib and how she reacts, even the things other people may say. Let's get it poppin'. We just started. Wait. Okay. We're good. We can save like normal. Everything seems to be running smoothly this time around. God bless, God bless. Okay, that's interesting. Hold it! But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? There's every possibility that the 4th book in fact belongs to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said. That's not exactly how I put it, no. Well, anyway, the point is the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. I think that's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. No, honestly, I can't see what the palaver? What the fuck is a palaver? Always needing to consult the dictionary with this game, hoo-wee. Prolonged and idle discussion. The more you know. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver's about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I have nothing witty left to say. Hold it! Gotta know when to fight your battles. So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such delight on your face, but I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman. That's great. If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say? And not at all extreme. Are you smart? You strong? You independent? Cool. Neat.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelmingly.
But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Right. I'm glad you omitted rational there. Susato always throwing shade. Oh, but I love it. Good shit, Susato.
Hold it! But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it?
I mean, there's just no way it could have been.
How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he?
Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see?
But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you?
It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it.
Then what's the point of even having windows, huh?
Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering.
Oh, sorry.
Somehow I needed to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Again, such ironclad logic.
Hold it!
But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With flames of love, I'll have you know.
There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb.
Well, he brought it upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garrity.
Never you mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more. And I won't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Right, well, we'll see about that. But what about juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Garrity's relentless onslaught. It's almost as though he's used to it.
What a gentle soul he is.
He just doesn't want any trouble. Do not raise your hand against the woman who slaps you, for no reason.
Hold it!
You just want to get this over with?
How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here.
Well, him and me both then, like I said before.
What?
I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning.
What?
You heard me. My missus isn't one to mess about, you know. She can be fierce, believe you me.
Another shining example of marital bliss then.
A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, do you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember.
Sorry?
It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out.
Helpful. I wonder if Mr. Beat will be dragged into the Thames by his scarf. Don't even go there, Mr. Sato. There must be some way to jog his memory about this.
Lovely. You love a good theme. Dysfunctional marital problems. Whoa! Thanks, Ace Attorney. Hold it!
Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Sorry? What was that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on top, it did. Oh, what a sight to behold it was. You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? Of course not. It was an angel cake. To celebrate my birthday, obviously. It seems that it's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but the candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught up and everything went up. The whole place was filled with smoke. Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. But how did you catch a cold from a fire? What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames.
So you put water on the guy who wasn't on fire. And you put water on the guy who wasn't on fire instead of the furniture that was on fire.
They're kids.
But even then, even if you see a target, you just gotta aim for it.
And then, because the whole room had filled up with the smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. The windows? The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. I knew it was devil worship all along.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it. Yes, but once again, the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept the alternative explanation. Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions. Just a connection might do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit.
Sick. We're finally at the point where there's no obvious hints.
Just do what you believe in, idiot. Just go at it.
Alright, what do we got?
Well, there's one obvious one.
Victim stabbed.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's our in. The what? Yeah.
Objection!
Those two jurors' statements clearly contradict one another.
They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again! I told you it wasn't me!
What's that you say? Speak up, lad, speak up.
Juror number 3. Do you see?
Oh, me?
See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from the fire, then you'd be mad not to open the...
Oh.
Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garradeep household, and Mr. Garradeep had the following to say about it. Haha, got his ass. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my.
Oh, my hat!
Well, what do we have here?
Excuse me.
Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? Mrs. Garradeep!
Oh, dearie me. What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply I'm the one that I'm hiding who I really am?
It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now.
What is it?
When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window?
Well, I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating?
The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window.
Oh, wait, where'd my hype music go? Come back! Come back! And what if we did?
Shit!
Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy, since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering.
Even though your house was on fire.
Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise.
Of course, I should have realized.
That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open.
We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garradeep's formal statement. And since we now have that, now that the window has been opened, yeah, you know, I really thought something else would have happened at that point, but you know what? We're just gonna forget about it. The 4th book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garradeep told us that he had been reading. Egads.
Well, I really couldn't say.
On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading?
I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right.
Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset?
Because I couldn't, you insolent little man! I didn't remember! At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, as well you know.
I really don't.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. These matter-of-fact fucking statements.
I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. fuck's your deal, my guy? What is it, juror number 5?
You know something. I've remembered what it was. That memory I had blocked out.
Ah,
I was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back.
who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrett Deebo, the maid, I'll have you know.
The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that it's not because he's used to being hit all the time. Oh, that's who you're referring to. That's terrible. Why would you do such a thing? It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work, like. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I'd just earned that day, and I nearly died. It was a hole. Every last penny I had dropped out.
Oh dear, what a disaster.
You haven't heard the half of it, boy.
Oh?
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost the day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade went whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me it did, about an inch deep.
No words, just terror.
I could smell it then, you know. That god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
I'll never use the word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think.
Alright.
We'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. I want a girl who could actually kill me. I want it to get embarrassing. I want to be her pissy... I don't even remember the whole thing. I gotta look that up and do that one day. That'd be fun. Okay. A woman in a rage will hurl almost anything at you. Kitchen knife really brought that home to me. Hold. Is that enough? Maybe? But also maybe not? Fuck it. Press the shit. Make sure it's okay.
Hold it!
Your wife really threw a kitchen knife at you.
That's right. She was chopping meat with it. Had a tidy edge on it, I believe. Still, it's all memories, isn't it? It started with that smile she threw me when we were courting. And since then, the list of things she's throwing at me has grown along with our relationship. Sir. Sir. Yo, did counseling exist in, like, the Meiji era? I don't know what to say to that. Counseling. Talk over your problems. That's the way to do it. There was a cup, and a glass, and a pot, a kettle, a chair, a wardrobe, a cooker, a bathtub. A bathtub?
Your wife must be even beefier than you. A bathtub? What kind of shit you got to bathe with? A wardrobe?
Well, I guess it depends on how big the wardrobe is. That's crazy. A whole ass wardrobe and a whole ass bathtub hurled at your head. And he doesn't have any scars on him, I don't think. I don't think. I hope not. Maybe he's wearing the hat for a reason, who knows. And things came to a head last week when she threw me right into the Thames. Still, she's not so bad when she's calmed down. She's a little sweetheart, really.
I'm so happy for you.
If you want to know what I think this whole idea of ladies first that we're so obsessed with in this country was thought up by some clever lads who'd been tossed in the Thames a few too many times by their wives.
That's a very interesting theory. What a terrible thought. On the face of it, this juror's statement just sounded like a really extreme anecdote. But I think it might turn out to be an extremely powerful weapon. A weapon I might be able to use to make the jurors accept an alternate explanation here.
You need to be thrown. Look, man. Find yourself a nice gym. I don't know, judo. Whatever sort of. And probably judo will do it for you. You need to be thrown.
Okay. Let's see.
Objection!
Hooray! The music stopped. We did it. Those two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection.
Good grief. You mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once.
Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
What are you talking about?
We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garrideb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garrideb household to the street below.
What's that now?
After all, Mrs. Garrideb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? I'm beginning to think that, ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened.
Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house. But what? What was it?
I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime was...
Shit, what could it possibly done? The maid did it, hold on to that theory. the scene of the crime. Well, the books were there. The fourth book was there. And perhaps... yeah.
Take that!
Juror number 4, Mrs. Garadib.
What? What now?
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Oh. Good Lord, Counsel! What on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man!
My lord, remember when the victim was attacked? Mr. and Mrs. Garadib were in the throes of an argument. It'd be like that sometimes. Don't we all accidentally murder people? Ah, come on. Come on. Imagine going in for jury. I want to look up. I'm going to make a mental note to myself to actually look up whether or not someone has actually gone in for jury duty and then becoming a prime suspect. Or even just a suspect in the first place. Now, but hold on. We got some turnabout bullshit to do here. Mrs. Garadib was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene.
You can't seriously believe that! The book was found in the victim's grasp!
Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Huh? Even my missus ain't got aim like that.
Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
Oh my.
Mrs. Garadib, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Oh.
Oh, shit. My lord.
I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions.
Mr. Foreman!
I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny did it, mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this moment at all, either.
All together now, ladies and gents? In one lick? In one lick, boy!
Play my theme music. We done it.
We did it! Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided, and this trial will continue. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? This trial is rapidly descending into a
farce.
Nah, that's just standard affair, my guy. You've been out of it for too long.
Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. But what follows is so repugnant, it's good for nothing save the gutter. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed.
Oh, I didn't hear the soundbite go off. I don't know if I'd be able to hear that. Let's try... Does that work? Okay, cool. That works. We'll see how that goes.
What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time?
Did it play twice?
It didn't even play for me at all. I didn't hear it.
Goody! More things to fix. Yay!
Actually, if I had to guess...
Huh. I guess I'm going to have to look into that. I have no idea. It showed up on screen twice. What the hell? I can advance the text by fucking going down on the mouse? Oh, that's where that is. Okay, I heard it now. Interesting. So weird, so strange. Right, we certainly did skip some dialogue.
It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Garradeep household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Garradeeps' house to this scene is some, yes, 15 yards.
And of course there was a new chapter today, isn't it weekly? It is a Friday. I'll need to, It showed up twice. Ugh. Okay. I'll fix it at some point.
And I'll get caught up on Kaguya again. Let me see. 15 yards? That's around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. And, as for you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightfully noted as having portentous significance, the fourth book was found in the victims' clutches. In other words, the smoldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victims' fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. Ah!
There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Miss Usato. Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick our battles here. My lord, might I be allowed to speak?
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead.
The prosecution may consider the idea fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, Juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garadib, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination.
Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror? Order! 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 Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
And unnecessary.
Oh,
You gotta be shitting me. Wait. Are we dead? What happened? Did we die? It says we're still going. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, no, we're still going. Good shit, good shit. Streamlabs just wanted to say fuck you. For some reason. Okay, stream's good. Hoorah, hoorah. Yes, fuck Alucard. This pretentious ass with the wine and shits.
Lord Van Zeeks?
There are already witnesses on this in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth to it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. And we must assume that they would have been able to testify accordingly.
What say you, witnesses?
Yes, sir! Constable Roy Beep reporting for duty, sir!
Well, good morning, officer.
Sorry for dozing off until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month, on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Raleigh, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well. I hereby reject the defense's request.
Oh.
And order the witnesses to stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of evidence.
Yes, sir!
A month? What are you talking about, a month?
This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadib. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garadib house are top-hinged casements. Obviously, if anything has been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Raleigh was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
He said he hasn't slept for a month?
Did he?
I'm God, I'm reading the whole thing. Oh, yeah, a month. Bless his soul. Of course he's barely standing on his feet.
I didn't take my eye off the scene of the crime for a moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir.
Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinged casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Oh, guess, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir! Sorry, but what exactly is a top-hinged casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course. Sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garadieb's room. Alright, I'll try. Oh wow, such a clear picture.
This mind projection power is unbelievable.
So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it's a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see.
I'm glad you rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain point.
It prevents an opening? This is all news to me.
Now I just want to believe whenever someone's casting like a fucking remembering things, they just have to really try hard.
Yes, I remember that sandwich that I ate that one day. Yes, bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes. Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or a knife were to have been thrown out through the open window, it would have bounced right off. It would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down into the pavement below. No.
You see the problem then? Good. Your education in windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already.
That can't be! Did you see that, Raleigh? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Oh, yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Oh, Raleigh, you're so strong. And I'm so single. How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and my argument's already been destroyed.
Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination.
My lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation.
Good job, Raleigh. You've killed the Japanese man. And then everybody clapped. Alrighty then. We have moved from moderato to allegro.
We're on the right track to the truth. Now then, let us proceed.
Hold it!
How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. He showed us that before, didn't he?
Well, I mean, like, we did kind of do Glee Club at all those times. Plus, it's also in the soundtrack. That's how I know what that is. But yes, I was cute for a hot second.
He showed us that before, didn't he?
Did he? I can't say I remember.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today belong my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly, sa! Oh, Raleigh, you're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh.
No, none of this is what I meant.
I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garradib?
Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. Get a room. The courtroom.
Yes, well. So, could you answer the question?
That was a waste of time, then.
Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my ability, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garradib's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Yes?
I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Thank you. I'll try.
The duality of women. Someone find me a Raleigh and remind men annoy me. It happens, it happens.
But hey, a warrant card. What we got this for? Let us examine.
Item number 1. A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Item number 2. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for furtherance of community relations. Item number 1. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. Ooh, excuse me. Item number 2. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. So location. And policemen must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. We'll keep an eye out for that one.
This is our special tool that we'll use later.
Hold it!
By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct? Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see, so they're restricted as to how much they open.
And therefore anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Here is the location where objects would have fallen. Yes, directly opposite of the crime scene, on the other side of the rather wide road.
Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinged casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable.
And what would that be, sir?
How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garradeep's house is furnished with?
Oh, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
And that just gets her so...
Happy! That gets her so happy.
Excuse me.
Ma'am, why are you so... happy? The Miska Muska Matthew Tools.
Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat?
Sorry?
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, well, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Raleigh's beat. It was so close, you see.
Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Raleigh's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Constable Beat!
Oh, yes, that's right. That is the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garradeep household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see. Sir?
That was really cutting it close then.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garradeep household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is Does that mean the pavement next to it as well?
Outside Mr. Garradeep's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on the side of the road is part of my beat.
I see. I was unaware of that.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would have never been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people, our Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Raleigh for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it.
I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on the record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. And now it's my turn, I think.
Roly-poly beetle? Roly-poly beetle. Wait. Hold. We cannot examine other folk. Damn it! Let's Pat. Raleigh. Maybe like a beetle, who knows?
Hold it!
But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Raleigh and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can't it guide you to the answer the question?
If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star. And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Raleigh be an inspector, I would have said, 3 times at least. Of course, what with the smog and everything, we couldn't exactly see any stars.
In short, Are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you?
Yes, sir. That is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky and London is starless, sir.
It certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we went straight over to help her.
Hold it!
Yes. You said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Raleigh's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Yes. Smog. I mean, I'm just only interpreting it as smoke like fog. Or is it the opposite? Hold on. Oh. Fuck me, it was the exact opposite. Well, that's just why I'm not the English major then.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. So Raleigh told me the other day...
The other day, what?
So Raleigh told me the way. Only, I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Illiterate bitch. I know, I'm trying. Imagine a voice actor who wants to talk for a living reading scripts, not being able to read. Is the smog like dirty fog? But what makes the fog dirty? But what makes the fog dirty? Enlighten us, please. I'm asking you, what makes the fog dirt? This can't be a thing. This cannot be a thing. We got Dirty Fog, crossword clue. We got Dirty Fog on Amazon by Vanilla.6 and Amazon Music. We got synonyms for Dirty Fog being smog. Well, fuck me. Curse you, thesaurus.net? I'm a little suspicious still, since first one things that come up on Google are crosswords. But whatever, you win this round.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh.
Oh, please.
So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes.
Congrats to the English major. Woo.
But like I said, my Raleigh was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, son. Greetings, victim. Nothing to report.
Hold it!
Man, I got my thing out of the way.
Nothing to report? That's correct, sir. I had my eyes open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it.
I can swear that on the yard's honor, sir. That's facts, that's facts. He does not hold a candle to the gatekeeper. That man is a motherfucking statue. An immovable wall of pure determination and passion? It's not really passion. Loyalty? Fuck it, I don't fucking know. Really? That seems a little strange. I beg your pardon, sir? Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me. I am gonna play Delta Room. I will play it after this game. That'll be the little break game between this one and the Great Ace Attorney 2. So I'ma do it. Trust me. I've been thinking about it a whole lot. Or I could start it tomorrow and then have these two running side by side. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably do that. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Gerdeep household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were in the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be burnt as well? Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Finish the case first, at least. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll wrap up this case, start Delta Room, and then the next day continue on with the last case. Oh well, sir! That book was in the lady's hands from the Oh well, sir! That book was in the lady's hands from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her back and how that book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? I wasn't really... I mean, what's she doing? Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Mrs. Beat. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that.
My god, you're all just reading my mind.
That Japanese man thinks a woman's wife's word accounts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Raleigh won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder?
I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though.
I didn't mean to. Fuck it. Whatever, fuck it. Mrs. Beat, nobody is questioning what you've told us.
I saw it, I did! That evening I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back, slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction.
Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I always ending up getting at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Raleigh. He gets ever so cross.
this
bitch, I swear to fuck, always getting lost.
Excuse me.
Constable Beat, is there a problem?
Huh? No, sir. No problem, sir.
Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all.
Oh. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way? On the night of the incident?
Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back in 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Raleigh, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet?
Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Raleigh's so romantic. He saved it up for with his farthings and halfpennies that he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? Yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat just looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo.
But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Oh, fuck, I know where this is going.
Hold it!
Okay. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw that it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Raleigh gave me. It was in a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on. That reminds me. I do need to upload the saved parts to YouTube so people who miss the stream can watch them. So, I mean, if you need to go to sleep, that's totally fine. I understand. I also need to reconsider how long I do these streams. Maybe we'll try 2 hours and a half this time around and not go the full thing. Because I get sleepy around that part. And then that's just a whole hassle.
Yes, And I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see.
Okay. Power on through, Maya. Power on through.
That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. B, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably.
That's right. Silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time, I can't think of how it got there, I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Raleigh bought me, with that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry, solitary rose? Oh, come on, dog. Why'd you have to expose her like that? Fuck. Oh no, it's just a single rose with wrapping paper on it. Oh no. Oh, that's OMG goals. Oh no.
Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Raleigh bought me for our anniversary, with old bits of change he found in the gutter. Maybe just call it a rose.
Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrideep household. In front of the Garrideeps' house? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Okay, our expenses. Yeah, you're right. That's right. But she insists on calling it something that it clearly is not. Just call it a flower. Call it a rose. Why are we trying to be a little more romantic than it's already given? Let's be honest with ourselves. Y'all ain't got money. It's okay to just call it a flower.
It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
The shock of seeing the stabbed victim caused Mrs. B to drop the rose where she stood. If it can be a bouquet if you believe. In that case... A flower bouquet is a collection of flowers in a creative arrangement. Flower bouquets can be arranged for the decor of homes or public buildings, handheld. Yep, I'm looking at all these Google photos of a bouquet, and not a goddamn one of them, not a goddamn one of them is a single fucking flower. Not one. Streamer Heartless. I'm being real. I'm being real. I'll crush dreams. I don't care. Bougie bouquet? Really? This is the level we're stooping to now?
Ah, yes, Google is so bougie. The fuck?
They were made with passion.
No, but they were made to look good, and that's the problem.
Sure, sometimes one is enough. If it's a single flower and not a bouquet.
But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief! Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Beat.
Okay.
So we now have motherfucking new evidence. Oh my god. It's not even something that's like store-bought. It just looks like a single flower that was wrapped in a newspaper and tied with whatever Oh. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me read this dialogue. Maybe they got some comments. It's very stylish paper the flower's wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in an English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Susato-san, you do love your cakes. Does she now?
Watashi ga kita!
Man, glad you could come on in. The water's fine.
I guess it's... okay. New dialogue.
An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower. This is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Do you not take interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Gosh, 3? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
God, you are Japanese.
Perhaps you should consider branching out? Learning some that aren't fruit tree braced, for example.
See what happens? Another pops in, and a pun's already on the screen. Congratulations.
And the chat's pretty divisive.
That is her power. Okay.
She dropped her bouquet and ended up losing her way. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you make of all this? Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The 4th book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Gerdeeb was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, I'm going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Get it together, sweetie. We have a show this weekend.
Where are we? You've missed 2 hours of shit! It's okay, it'll be on YouTube soon, when I eventually get to it. Okay. So we have evidence. Hold on. Well, that's strange. I mean, the obvious option, I think, would just be to present the bouquet, but, I'm not sure what that would accomplish. Oh. He did, that was the point. It's not a bouquet, it's just a single flower. A bouquet is an arrangement of flowers. You're actively saying the wrong thing just to uphold nothing. Nothing! I need more brain power towards this case, not useless arguments. The pavement where the victim was outside of Constable. Outside of his beat. I'm not nearly as anal as Van Zeek's. That's worthless. That's also worthless. Sure, dumb questions are always welcome. What's a beat? Think of it like a section of a policeman patrols. Just to say that's their beat. Yeah, basically his path. His path that he follows every day to make sure everything's okay on that specific path. It's a pause. Well, wrong context, but correct definition in one way. Wait a minute. No, carry on with your conversation, it's fine. Yeah, I know the front of the house. Wait. But I just don't know which... Fuck it! We're just gonna... Fuck it. I'm gonna be so obsessed if it was actually the fucking bouquet.
Objection!
Yeah, okay, it wasn't.
Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we?
What implications, counsel? Nothing strikes me about it.
Exactly. There's nothing striking about it.
What does strike me is your propensity for the inane, however.
I need to clear my head and come at this again from a different angle.
No, hang on. No, it's gotta be this one. I believe it's this one. Nothing strange to report. I guess.
Objection!
Well, fuck me. Lovely.
You claim, Constable Beat, there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. I'm a little lost. Like, this memory's a little... This case is a little familiar, and this part is like somewhat being brought back to me, but I don't remember specifically where or what goes where. But we'll try it. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Oh god, my best friend really just typed in my own stream, in my own chat, Big Daddy Mad, Baby Mass Attack.
Come again, Ningen.
Oh, Noah, ladies and gentlemen, what a card, what a card.
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that I assume it just means meager, and that's just another way of saying it. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs.
Meager.
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to that fact? No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Raleigh didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around.
What are you talking about?
I'm fighting the vampire. He's spin though. He's correct. Well, you know what? Never mind. On second thought, no, it's a very lovely rose. Sure, it's no bouquet. He's correct on that front. But man spent his money on that rose. It's gotta at least be preserved. Same word, some people just spell it with instead of re. Ah, I see. Raleigh is you during the day? Poor thing. Get some sleep. Yeah, that is how you know you're doing good.
Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideeb's book. Mr. Garrideeb's copy of the Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane on the casement window and landed here, on the west side of the street. West side? And yet, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime, on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideeb's house. 4 or 5 hours? Yeah, 4 or 5 hours is good sleep. That's facts. Yeah, you'd... Sleeping... Yeah. Sometimes it does take up too much time. Like, an interesting question, or an interesting thought, was like, imagine if humans just didn't have to sleep. So much more productivity. That's 24 hours to do shit. I need at least 21 hours to do nothing. That's me on the weekends, I'm not gonna lie. I'll sleep in like a motherfucker and stay in my bed. And I'm like, mission accomplished. I'm not being productive. But you know what? That's what weekdays are for. Hoorah, hoorah. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Raleigh's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh, good. Mrs. Garrideeb's come around. Productive? Who's she? Never heard of her.
You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Gardeeb, but it's my life force as a lawyer. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason. Tampering? You've barely heard of the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would have possibly had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception?
Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? He did in fact learn law on a boat. With like barely a month, I think. He's doing his best. Well, who else could tamper with the scene of the crime but the sole person who was motherfucking responsible for watching it? It was her cock. Oh, I'm gonna regret saying that, but whatever. Her cock schlocks. Just gets worse and worse every time I look at it. Yeah, I'll need to figure out what the deal is with sound alerts. Yes, there he is in his glorious 5 seconds of fame. Yes, so pretty, so steampunky. Anyway. Well, there's only one person it could possibly be.
Take that!
Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Roy Beat. Constable Rawley Beat. It was you! Oh, I remember now. I remember exactly the reasoning. That's crazy. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard?
What nonsense! Why would my Raleigh do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh.
And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Ye old pursuit. That's what I'm calling it from now on. We're not a pursuit. We'll change it to ye old objection. Because that's what this thing is.
Well...
Objection!
First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing.
Objection!
Oh. Okay, well I heard that. I heard the objection there. Thank you for the timing.
You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit to such a reckless crime. To hide something.
That's right. He's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make any sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Oh, but we do have a motive.
Constable Beat had a very good reasoning for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you
Have you managed to solve this mystery?
Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide Okay, I know the reasoning, but I don't. It's like the cheeky save. Scum save. Always scum save. These are the breaks. Yes, that must be it. Yes, sir! Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here. As if anyone didn't know already. That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What?
Well, someone got it. Look who's paying attention. I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Well, obviously... Take that!
But that's... on the opposite side of the road?
I don't understand.
Lumpy, lovely.
On the evening in question, when Mr. Garadib's book fell directionally down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Miss Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes. It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran into the victims' aid, it was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true. It couldn't have been. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for the while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
But the constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't have been seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found at the original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road.
Hubby ain't saying shit, my girl. What you trying to say?
And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Raleigh Beat.
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, Raleigh. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know. I had a dream, a terrible dream. All the things I did that night, everything come out, everything exposed. Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all. Good golly!
Order! 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 What on earth is the meaning of all of this?
Oh, Volley, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town.
Vince, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it.
I can't say, sir.
What?
Hi. God, I haven't said that in a minute.
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything. I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. Glad you've converted to a laptop.
Seriously, I keep forgetting, what type of phone do you have? Where it gets so hot that it just dies on up like that.
And yet, Lord Van Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
Of 5SE?
To be fair, it's been like years since I owned an SE, and I never used Twitch for it. So I would say I was going to understand, but I'm at a loss for words.
I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord.
England, Japan. It makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? There's only one thing it could have been, friends.
It was me, it was the save thing. That's what it was. And just for a good state of mind. Bam. Double save. It was the bouquet all along.
But in reality, any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman will assist in initial investigations and help detectives.
Take that!
I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learnt that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon the crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind?
But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling a policeman, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day?
Yes. Everything you said. It's all right.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Oh!
Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me.
That is one hell of a line, seriously.
I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here?
And why tonight of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak. Why did you fall? Goodness. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Merchant Street, and then... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I just wanted, just that one night, to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Raleigh. Just that one night. Doctor Who vibes. What? I don't know, whatever.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside of your jurisdiction. Just across the street, to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my Raleigh would have never left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
Ah, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? Damn. That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat.
Oh no, Raleigh, that was my fault. That was all my fault.
Not 28 stab wounds.
She was stabbed again?
She was stabbed once. What else did you want me to say?
I should have never dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Raleigh.
Well, I mean... I don't even know if I can... I'm gonna mess up my whole shit, because I don't remember. Because I wanted to do a bass boosted joke, but I don't remember. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is more game.
28 stab wounds.
Alright, that's enough of that. Oral pain? Not even oral, but just oral. I mean, I already did the joke. What am I doing? Lovely. Are you? Is he? Fuck me. We're just learning all types of fucking... Oh. Huh.
Well, you're correct, good sir. Good as shit.
I haven't heard that word in a minute. Oh, sad music for when the streamer goes down in an argument.
And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4.
Yeah, he did teach us that. That's why I was thinking it was familiar.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Gardeep household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
How you found it?
What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Interesting. So what happened?
I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who had done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord.
Yes, Lord Van Zieks?
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir. Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Raleigh? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson into your mind. Never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Never again, sir. You mean to say...
Leave, now. This trial is not yet over.
Sir!
No, he's not gonna get him. He's somehow not gonna be fired for this, even though it's a criminal offense.
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime.
Objection!
No, I disagree. Now that we know that the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Zeeks, is this true? Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime.
What? The fucking maid! Had enough of your shit. Get down here, where the rest of us reside.
Take that!
Come down from your ivory witness. I said witness. That's crazy. How'd you fuck that up?
The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again?
My assistant made the same request earlier, in order to finally reveal the truth about this case. It's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garadib. Me? Me? Oh, dearie me.
Objection!
That request has already been denied.
Objection!
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garadib, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garadib. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke of the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on.
Ace Attorney is a game where you figure out hours before. We figured it out hours before, and you have to explain it to ignorant motherfuckers. Kinda, sorta, yeah. Kinda, sorta, yeah.
So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garadib. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Oh. I don't recall it. Bitch! Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
Why are you objecting?
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all. Juror number 4.
Oh!
Make no mistake. You jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out.
But that's just a common or garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. I have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that?
Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garadib?
Get to the fucking stands!
Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst.
Well,
Mr. Naruhodo?
if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
Then take the stand, juror.
Oh,
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zieks.
I'm going to have to testify?
Damn straight. Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even be aware.
Oh, dearie me.
So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garadib. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Good fucking shit.
This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Joan Garadib. And I'm a juror, and such like.
It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
We cacken Don. Wait. We cacken. I know it's a Hamilton. It's the Hamilton quote. But we cacken. We hacking. Dawn. Books. Drawn. You're on. We hack at dawn. Yeah, guns drawn. Yeah. We hawk at dawn. Guns drawn. Yeah.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh, dearie me.
Chin up, Joanne. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, it's Wee Hawkin.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade and to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John. I presume you are Mr. John Garadib?
Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers? Fusiliers. 4th Northumberland Fusiliers. Sir! Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? 2nd of the 3rd of the 4th. Damn straight. Fusiliers? I don't know. I'm playing as a Japanese man in a British land using French languages. Culture shock at its fucking finest. Ah, well, yes. Quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out, though, and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd notice if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. Oh, a challenge. It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us up on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment.
Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here?
Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end.
Van Zieks may well be right. Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
It's fucking showtime.
Later. Jesus fuck.
Alright, gang. That'll do it for tonight. We are coming up. Oh, fuck you. Oh, come on. Game. This is not the time. This is super not the time. Game, please. Fucking. Oh my god. So close. We were so close. Just. My God, you were just falling all over the place, huh? Okay. Yay. And the sweet victory. Yeah. No, we got it. We got it. And there it is. Okay. Well, folks, that'll do it for tonight. We've hit our deadline. Or our stopping point, I should say. Thank you ever so much for coming out to the stream. I know I can be a little long-winded and things like that. I'd have to buy Skullgirls. Tell you what, I've been... Okay, once more with feeling. Okay, I've been thinking I want to at least get, like, I don't have a Switch, so Smash Brothers is out the window. So now PC games. All-Star Brawl. Is All-Star Brawl even coming out on PC? I don't know whether or not it is. I'm going to put in a suggestion box on my Twitch page, so you could just recommend any ideas you might have for what I... Oh, it is on stream. Or Steam. Or on PC, rather. Neat. I'll check it out. I'ma check it out, maybe. Who am I kidding? I'll check it out. I'll install a suggestion page so that you guys can put in whatever suggestions y'all have. I'll put in a poll, and I've already got a few games on PC that I could stream alongside Ace Attorney. So I want to do Deltarune. I think I'll do Deltarune tomorrow. Well, actually, no. I'm going to finish this case. Minecraft and The Sims. I don't have The Sims, but I do have a Minecraft. And maybe if a certain amount of people would like to join the stream, that'd be fun too. I don't know about hardcore. You know, maybe we could work out a Discord call, set up a little Minecraft, see where that goes. That's in the future. Oh, fuck The Sims. Oh, damn. Oh my goodness. It's a whole ass war. Fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you. I need to look up where that's from. I just only know the clips. Alright, let's end before friendships are tested at this moment. Thank you very much for coming out to my stream. Share with your friends if they think they could get a kick out of all this voice acting adequateness. I'll be posting my previous streams on YouTube now that I could do that. You can check me out on Twitter and Instagram, where I mostly just retweet shit. And then on Instagram, I'll occasionally post things about my life. Yep. Anything else? Donations are also on the Twitch page. And, yeah, I suppose that's it. Thank you all for coming out. Hope you have a good night. Bye-bye.